Well, I said I'd make an NBA players quiz if you guys left 800 likes on the team video, and you did not mess around. You did not waste any time. We've gone far beyond 800 likes on that video. So today, as promised, I'll be quizzing you on NBA players, and more specifically, NBA legends. So the only sort of hint that I can give you at this point is that all of these players are basically retired from the NBA. So currently active legends, of which there are a few, do not apply here. All of the players that I'm quizzing you on do not play in the NBA anymore. So if this is your first time in one of my quizzes, here's how it works. I'll give you 3 hints about a basketball legend. If you answer correctly on the first hint, you get 3 points. If you answer correctly on the second hint, you get 2 points. And if you answer correctly on the third hint, you get 1 point. Now each player will then have a bonus question associated with him, and those are worth 1 point each. It sounds more complicated than it is. You'll see. But there are a total of 30 points up for grabs in this quiz. And because of the format of the quiz, I think 18 points is a really strong score to aim for. Don't get down on yourself if you don't get the full 30 points. And as always, let me know in the comments which score you got. I kind of feel like maybe this quiz is easier than some of the others we've done, but it kind of also felt like that about the team's quiz. So maybe I'm wrong. I have all the answers, so it's easy for me. But let me know what you thought of the difficulty in the comments. Let's not make this any more complicated. Let's go in with the first question, and you'll see it's pretty straightforward. And as always, while I give you some time to think, I have this basketball to tap on, maybe brush on. We'll see what we do. But if you've been around the channel for a while, you might like to know that this is the old crackly ball, the old dry ball that we've used. I think we used it in the team's quiz actually, so hopefully you're a fan. Let's go in with the first question. Sport mode. Can you tell me who this NBA legend is? For 3 points. This player became the first former athlete to, I should say the first former professional athlete to win an Oscar, an Academy Award. He also became the first Black person to win in that category. So the first former professional athlete to win an Oscar. For 2 points. He was the first guard in NBA history to play 20 seasons. for 1 point. He has scored the most points in Lakers history. The answer is Kobe Bryant. For a bonus point, Kobe was selected for 18 All-Star games. How many did he actually play in? So nominated for 18, how many games did he actually play in? The answer is 15. So if you said 15, you get a bonus point. So you see, it's not a complicated quiz. When you get into it, let's keep going with the next question. For 3 points, and this is my favorite clue of the whole quiz. So, for 3 points, Pound, the orange monster, his name was Pound, he stole, they, who knows, the orange monster stole this player's talent in the original Space Jam movie. Maybe an extra hint if it helps. The orange monster, known as Pound, was the leader of the group of, they weren't called monsters. What were they called? They were called like nerd something. For 2 points. If you still need clues after that Space Jam hint. For 2 points, his number is retired by the Philadelphia 76ers and the Phoenix Suns. And for 1 point, since retiring as a player, he has pursued a career as an NBA analyst. He works as a studio pundit on Inside the NBA. The answer is Charles Barkley. For a bonus point, in which year was Charles Barkley named the NBA's most valuable player? Which year was he named MVP? The answer is 1993. Next question. For 3 points, he won an NBA title and an Olympic gold medal in the same year twice. So, he won an NBA title and an Olympic gold medal in the same year twice. For 2 points, he made the postseason 16 consecutive times. So not just 16 times, but 16 times in a row he made the postseason. And for 1 point, the Bulls retired his number in 2005. The answer is Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen. For a bonus point, I said that the Bulls retired his number. Which number was it? What was Scottie Pippen's number on the Bulls? The answer is 33. Next question. For 3 points, he made his film debut in Bruce Lee's Game of Death. For 2 points, over his 20-year career, he made the playoffs 18 times and reached the NBA Finals 10 times. For 1 point, he held the NBA's career scoring record from 1984 all the way until 2023 when LeBron passed him. The answer is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now for a bonus point, how many times has he been named the NBA MVP? The answer is 6. 6-time NBA MVP. Next question. For 3 points, this power forward was born in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Born and raised, actually. For 2 points, he was named Rookie of the Year in 1998. For 1 point, he was with the Spurs for all 5 of their championships. So huge part of that Spurs championship winning team. The answer is Tim Duncan. For a bonus point, how many NBA seasons did Tim Duncan play in? The answer is 19. Next question. You're doing well. Take a deep breath. For 3 points, a trophy named after this player is awarded for the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And this is kind of like a newer trophy. For 2 points, he is the only person in NBA history to be named Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player, Finals MVP, All-Star MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. And for 1 point, he grew up a Pacers fan and got to coach the team 5 years after he retired from playing. The answer is Larry Bird. For a bonus point, of course, Larry Bird wore. My French accent is coming out. He had the number 33 in Boston. But what was his name? What was his number? I'm all confused now. What was Larry Bird's number as part of the Olympic Dream Team? That's the question. We got it out. We got there. So the answer for which number Larry Bird had in the Olympic Dream Team, the answer is 7. Number 7. Next question. For 3 points. He was the first player in NBA history to average a triple-double for a season. And actually, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that only one other player has been able to do that, to average a triple-double. For 2 points, he was part of the team that brought the Bucks their first NBA title. For 1 point, he was the 1964 NBA Most Valuable Player. The answer is Oscar Robertson. For a bonus point, which Olympics did Oscar Robertson compete in? So he went to one Olympics for the U.S. national basketball team. Which Olympics was it? The answer is 1960, the 1960 Olympics in Rome. So I'll accept either 1960 or Rome as an answer here. Oscar Robertson, super interesting character. He actually filed a lawsuit against the NBA in 1970 that actually resulted in the free agency rules that the NBA still uses today. He's also the longest serving president of the National Basketball Players Association, the NBPA. He was president from 1965 to 1974. Just a little bit of trivia there for you. Next question for 3 points. After his basketball career, he played volleyball in the International Volleyball Association. For 2 points, he played for the Harlem Globetrotters. For 1 point, he holds 72 NBA records, is famously known as the only player to score 100 points in a single game? The answer is Wilt Chamberlain. For a bonus point, so this 100-point game of his, it happened on March 2nd, 1962. The Warriors versus the Knicks. And at the time, this game was the highest scoring game in NBA history. It actually held on to that record for the next 20 years. So what I want you to tell me is, what was the total combined score for that game? Plus or minus 10 points. I'll give you the bonus point. The answer is 316. The final score was 169 to 147. So if you answered between 306 and 326, you get the bonus point. I shouldn't be throwing out trivia that I'm not sure about, but I'm pretty sure that the current record for the highest scoring game is 370. If I'm wrong, I'll put up a correction. Next question. For 3 points, his mother, Christine, thought that his nickname was blasphemous. This one is a thinker. His mother was pretty devoutly Christian, and she thought that the nickname he had was blasphemous. For 2 points, he was selected first overall in the 1979 draft by LA, where he spent his entire NBA career. Never left the Lakers. And for 1 point, he famously had a rivalry with Larry Bird. It turns out that it was more of a frenemies situation. It was strictly circumstance, but that was definitely the narrative back then. Huge rivalry. The answer is Magic Johnson. For a bonus point, what is Magic Johnson's first name? So Magic obviously being his sacrilegious nickname. What is his real first name? The answer is Irvin. Now, this is the final question, your last chance to collect some points for this quiz. Bump up your score a little bit before you have to write it in the comments. So, earlier in the quiz, and this is a different format just to make it clear, one question worth up to 3 points. Earlier in the quiz, I mentioned that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the most career points behind LeBron James. But can you tell me who is ranked in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots in the all-time points ranking. So you'll get 1 point for each correct answer, but you're only allowed to guess 3 names. Don't spray and pray on this one. Pick your 3 names and you'll get 1 point for each correct answer. So I'll give you time to think. The answer is in the number 3 spot, Carl Malone. In the number 4 spot, Kobe Bryant. And in the number 5 spot, Michael Jordan. So give yourself 1 point for each of those names that you guessed correctly. And guys, that wraps up the NBA Legends quiz. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to tell me what score you got in the comments. I've got a lot more quizzes like this coming up in a bunch of different sports. In fact, I've been giving it some thought, and I think that my next quiz is going to be Big Four related, but I also want to do like football, soccer, hockey, baseball. We've got so much more where this came from. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.